Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with a book haul again. Now these books are from Book Outlet and Chapters. Chapters 2 weekends in a row had amazing sales. Some of the books were on sale, plus one week it was if you bought 5 books you got 5,000 plum points, and I ended up with some money that I could spend. And then the weekend after was every $30 you purchase, you doubled your points. So, and then some of the books were on sale. So anyway, we'll get started. Some of these are brand new, like just released this month. So I think this was one of them, or last month. They're fairly new. This is from Chapters. It's The Great Hunt by Wendy Higgins. And it's a retelling, and if I remember correctly, it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. So, yay. I love retellings. They're probably my favorite type of books. So talking about retellings, this is a retelling also. It's from Elissa Sussman. It's called Stray. And it's a retelling about the 12 Dancing Princess or something like that. It's not a fairy tale that I know very much, but it's a retelling, so I love it. Now this one here is also a retelling, but it's the second part of Wicked Things. It's the second part of the trilogy, Kingdom of Ashes. And this is quite interesting. Actually, I think it's the next book I'm going to start because I finished Clockwork Angel, I think, A Wicked Thing. It's what happened after Sleeping Beauty woke up after the kiss. So this is after the kiss. So the first one, the first sentence is, and she wakes up from the kiss or something like that. So this is the second part. And then there's a third part that's going to come out. That's the first one. I know there's a third one, and it's coming out sometime this year, I seem to remember. Anyway, it sounds really interesting. Now, last video, which would be uploaded the same time today there, I'm doing it's National Scrapbooking Day, and I'm just in my scrap room, and I figured that I would just film a few videos. And the other one was filmed like a couple weeks ago. I just forgot to upload it. From Patrick Ness, The Chaos Walking. I found book 3 at my Chapters here, and then I ordered these online. So this is book 1 and book 2. Huge. They're huge books. Sounds really interesting. I watch a lot of Booktube, and then whenever I mention Booktube, people always say, what is Booktube? Booktube is here on YouTube. It's just people that talk about books, and they call it Booktube. So just type in Booktube, and there's all kinds of people that talk about books, and they don't spoil you on the books. They just kind of tell you a little bit about the book, so you can tell whether it's something that you would like. So this is from Scott Westerfield. It's a binding of 2 books in one. It's The Uglies and Pretties, and then the third book is Special, which I don't have the third book, but this was at a Book Outlet for super, super cheap for 2 books. So I got that. Then I got the first book of the Raven Cycle at Chapters, and then the 4th book came out this week, and I can't believe it's wrinkled. This came from Chapters. I paid full price for this. So this is the finale. So now I have all 4 books, and a lot of people say that they absolutely love. I'm not loving that I have a hard book with my first 3 books are paperback, but I'm going to have to live with it. And then I got this. It's also, this I got at Book Outlet. It's Scott Westerfield, and it's Zeros. And it was a huge book. There's like 500 pages for like $3 or $4, $5 maybe. So, and I heard some people talk about this book, so, and that author especially, they love everything that that author writes, so I thought I'd give it a try. Now, this is a trilogy, the Half Bad Trilogy from Sally Green. They had this at Book Outlet, and it was in the Scratch and Dent, so see how it's ripped, but I got it for like $2.89 or something like that. So now I'll just keep watching for the rest of the trilogy to go in at book outlet. And I'll just wait before I start that series so that I can get them all at that price. This I got at Chapters. It is a new series. I saw that on Epic Reads, and she was kind of giving a synopsis of it, and it sounded really good. And it's going to be a trilogy, and it's from Amy Tintera. And so Epic Reads is Harper Teens. They do YouTube videos, and they talk about the books they publish and stuff like that, and different books. And yeah, so it sounded really good. Now, another retelling that Harper Teen or Epic Reads talked about was Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes, and that just came out too on May 3rd, I believe, or it just came out the 1st of May. And it's a retelling of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. So, and there's a sequel to this, so yay. So I probably won't start reading it until the sequel comes out, but I want to get them in hardback covers. I just find it looks so good on the shelf. And this is, I got Dissonance last time at Chapters for really cheap. And then this is the second book, Resonance by Erica O'Rourke. And it was at Book Outlet for a few dollars. So I got the second book, and the first one was a hardcover, and this one is too. So, but the only thing is they don't have the same cover. Like they changed the book cover in between, I would say. But that's all right. It is what it is. Now, I saw a few people talk about this series from Scott Spear, Immortal City. Now, I don't know if it's a trilogy, but it's about Guardian Angel. And the first one is Immortal City. And I believe the second one is Natural Born Angel. So they were both really cheap at Book Outlet. So I got them both. Usually I can go in the back and see about other books, but sometimes they don't do that. They should do that. If they want to sell the next book, they should do that, right? Because then you can kind of see what's coming. Anyway, I can just search online. So I'm pretty sure this is book 1 and this is book 2. So, and I don't know if there's any more, but it looks good. Now, in my last haul, I hauled the 2 first book, which is Splintered and Unhinged. Now, this is the 3rd book, Ensnared, and I've since noticed that there's a 4th one, but I think it begins a new trilogy, but I'll just get it another time. And it's a retelling of Alice in Wonderland. Now, this the first book was Crimson, what was it? Cruel Beauty, and it was a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And this one, is it Persnippety? I can't remember. No, inspired by the classic fairy tale Little Red Riding Hood. So this is Little Red Riding Hood. So I love that each one it's inspired by fairy tales. I love that. This is by Rosamund Hodge, and it's Crimson bound, and I got this at Chapters because it's a newer book that came out. Now, I couldn't wait for this to come in paperback because I'm already starting book 3, which is Cress, and this is from Marissa Meyer. This is their Lunar Chronicles, and it starts with Cinder, Scarlet, then Cress, and Ferris is a prequel, and then you have Winter, and then you have Stars Above. And I'm going to start Crest. I said I was going to start a Wicked thing. I think I'm going to start Crest now that I have Winter. I didn't want to start Crest, and then I'd be like, oh, I don't have Winter, but this is the finale. So now I have it in my hands. I have all the books, so then I can just finish them. So I love that. So that's Winter. Now this is a new trilogy that is out. I believe it's a trilogy or a series. And it's from Catherine Purdy, and it's Burning Glass. And it sounded really good. I was at Chapters and I was reading what it was about, and it sounded really good. And a place that you can go check too for ratings, it's Goodreads. I'll link my Goodreads link in the description, and you can follow me on Goodreads, and then you can see all the books that everybody's reading, and they rate them, and whenever there's new books, they get put on there too, which is awesome. So that's a place to find out about books too. Now everybody's talking about this trilogy. It's Miss Peregrine, Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. So I bought book 1 and book 2 because they were really cheap at Chapters. They were like $8 a piece. And so I got book 1 and book 2. And book 3 right now is hardbound. So I think I'll wait. I got enough books that I can wait. And I'll wait till, I think it's like probably January before it comes out in paperback. And then I'll get the paperback for that one. And this, I saw a few people talk about this. This is actually the second book. It's from Lisa Manchev, Perchance to Dream, and it's the Eyes Like Stars series. And I don't have the first book, but this one was at Book Outlet, super cheap. So it's about fairies and stuff, and I love that. It's probably a middle grade book, but I'm okay with middle grade. You'll see that I hauled quite a few middle grade. I just love reading. I love stories, and I hadn't read in so long, and I started reading again, so I'm just loving everything. Now, this is the Red Rising Trilogy from Pierce Brown. I did get Red Rising on my Kindle, but this was at Book Outlet for super cheap, and it's Golden Sun, and then there's Morning Star, which is the third one. So what I'll do is I'll wait and to see if the third one comes at Book Outlet, which it should. And then if Red Rising comes at Book Outlet in a hardbound, I'll get it too, just so I have the matching collection. But if it doesn't, I'll just get book 2 and book 3 in book form. Now, a book from Sarah Dessen. She is awesome for contemporaries, and this one is Someone Like You. So I just go, every time I order from Book Outlet, this was $2.89. So I just get books that are like $2 or $3. And summer's coming. I'm going to feel like reading contemporary. We're going camping, and I'm sure I'm going to be spending a lot of time where we're building. And I was actually even thinking today to go sit, because my husband was working on the land, and I thought of bringing a chair and just sitting there because it's beautiful out. But it's National Scrapbooking Day, so I might end up going in a little bit. But for now, I just want to get a few things out of the way. This is The Glittering Court from Rochelle Mead. This is, she is like a countess or something, and she gets an arranged marriage. She doesn't want to go. She doesn't want to get married, so she goes into the Glittering Court, and that's where they basically train young women that are like more impoverished to behave like ladies. So she's trying to hide with them, and so it sounded really good. So I got, it's a new release, so I got that. Now this one I got at Book Outlet. It was super cheap, again from Rochelle Mead. It's Soundless, and this one is a village that lives at the top of the mountain, and they rely on a community that's at bottom of the mountain. Everybody's deaf, and then all of a sudden everybody starts losing their sights too, and so she starts hearing all of a sudden, and then she goes to find out why this is happening. So it sounded good, and it was cheap, so I got it. Now this is a new release, and I'm so happy. I've seen a few people talk about it, but I didn't want to listen to it too much because I don't want to be spoiled for any of the books. This is The Star Touched Queen by Roshani Chusky. And like I said, a few people have been doing little blurbs about it and how much they love it. So I just got it. And I don't know if this is a retelling or if it's a new sort of fairy tale. I can't remember. I just knew that it sounded good to me whenever they did the synopsis of it. Oh, I'll keep that for later. Now, Peru's Project, which is Reagan on Booktube, she talks about this as being one of her all-time favorite trilogy. Their companion series, this is Finnegan of the Rock and Froyle of the Exile and Quintana of Sharon. It's the Lunar Chronicles by Melina Mercado. And she always talks about how this is one of her favorite young adult fantasy. So a lot of books that I read, she recommended, and I absolutely love them. So they had all 3 of them at Chapters, so I just got the whole trilogy, and hopefully I will get to it soon. Now, a lot of people talk about Neil Gaiman, what a great author he is, and that they really love the Graveyard Book. So I got that. Sounded really good. Now, this is the second book in the Star-Crossed novel, which I got in my last haul. So this is Dreamless, and it's from Josephine Angelini. And this is the one where she gets told she has to go to the underworld, and she only has 6 days or 6 months left with her family. So this is the second book. This one here just sounded, I believe it's in middle grade just by the picture, but it's the Forbidden Library, and where it was about books, I just wanted to get it. It's from Dejanko Wexler, and so yeah, it just looked interesting to me, and it was super cheap at book outlets, so I got it, and it was a hardback. So, and this one here also, it was like $3 or $4. It was super cheap. It is called Suspicion by Alexandra Monier. Like I said, I read the synopsis when I bought it, and it was super cheap, and I love the cover. It has to do with a maze and something about her parents being lost in the maze, and she's got to find them. Or anyway, it sounded really good, and again, it was super cheap at Book Outlet. This one here, I heard a lot of people talk about it. It's Station 11, and something about that there's some kind of like a disease or something that is going to kind of kill humanity, and the people that have survived, look at that, it's in Toronto. That's awesome. That's in Canada. And so these people here, they go from, oh look, it's signed by the author. I had no idea. Which the author is Emily St. John Mandel, Station 11. And it's basically, they go and they, it's like a theater, and it's like a moving theater. And a lot of people said that it was one of their favorite books that they read last year. So again, it was at Chapters, super cheap. So I got it. Now this one here is again Reagan from Peruse Project that kind of made me want to get it. And I got the 7 Realms from Cinda William Chima. And this is the Air Chronicles. I got the first book and book 4 and 5, and 2 and 3 are on the way. But there's 5 novels, and it's a high fantasy, and it's supposed to be really good. And I love how big it is. The writing, I know I can read through that really quickly. So I am loving that. So another fantasy series. Now, a Booktopia, a Booktopia, which is, okay, sorry, I had to cough. So a Booktopia, who is Sasha, she is going through the Percy Jackson, or she just finished the Percy Jackson series. And so it was on sale last week at Chapters, and because of they're double the points, basically I got it free. So I got the whole series, which is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and this is by Rick Riordan. Percy Jackson and, what did I say? That's the series, Percy Jackson's and the Olympians. This is the Lightning Thief, the Sea of Monsters, the Titan's Curse, and the Battle of the Labyrinth, and the Last Olympian. So that's the Percy Jackson series. And then this series, which is the next series, this is considered more middle grade, and this one is considered more young adult. And this is the Heroes of Olympus. So this is the first book, The Lost Hero, The Song of the Neptune, and this is all hardback. The Mark of Athena, The House of Hades, and The Blood of Olympus. So this, my son is going to read them too, so that's awesome. And any of these books, it's all high fantasy and sci-fi, and which he loves all that too. And then this is a new series that just came out this week from Rick Riordan. It's The Trials of Apollo. And so I got the new series. And I am looking forward to reading all these books. So thank you so much for watching.